Hello traders, welcome to today's episode of Greenback Riders Trading Academy. We will first take a look at what happened in the markets today with respect to yesterday's support and resistance areas, and then we will go ahead and take a look at what we are expecting for tomorrow and the rest of the week, right? Also, if you're liking the content of these videos, please make sure to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and click on the notification icon. So let's get started right here. So this is where the market opened in the morning. This was the 9:30 bar. We went up to the close of yesterday, got rejected again, and we actually came back to this last order block that we had before the market took off yesterday, right? And even if you look at the order block right here, when we came down, we got this first candle, this second candle came up, and then this was the news came in about the tariff, and we went and closed right above this purple box. Now what is this purple box? This purple box was the first bull flag that we created yesterday, and then the market took support here and went back up. So as the market came up here, it closed above, and then we actually rallied. Now let us take a look at the same price action for SPX with respect to the JEX levels. This is the JEX levels from yesterday, whatever we had at yesterday closing, and then I modified some when the market was running. So if you see here, we got rejected at this gamma exposure. This was the top gamma exposure line that we had. We got rejected here in the morning, and then we came back to this area, which was the second gamma exposure level. This was the second highest aggregate gamma exposure that they had here, and we could not get to the low of yesterday. I was thinking, looking at this bar, that we may be going to the low of yesterday, but as soon as these two bars came up, I actually stopped thinking that way, because then I just remembered that we have this order block here and we are bouncing from here. This is also a major gamma exposure line. So I was short actually, and as soon as I saw these two candles come up, I was out of my short positions. And then these things happened. And then if you see, we got up to this level. This was my first target at 5,800, and then we had a strong pullback beyond this. And then as this price went up again, we took some longs here, and we got to this 58.50 area. Now we came to this 58.50 area, but if you see, we could not take out the high yesterday. Now we may be in this area. If you see, there is if you look at the ETA chart right now, let me go back to the ES chart. If you look at the ETA chart right now, you will see that there is a head and shoulder structure that has formed. But this is the neckline at this point of time. And as long as this neckline does not break down, it does not mean anything, right? So the price may just keep going up. And so we will be taking a look at what has happened throughout the day, and then we will find out what is going on. So in the morning, we had this kind of a diamond structure here. This was the one of the trend lines. We broke down below this trend line. We came here, and then we broke out above this trend line, took support on this trend line multiple times, and finally we went back up. So that is what was happening today. And now let us take a look at what we are expecting for tomorrow. Let us first take a look at the price action structure, and then we will continue with the JEX levels as well as the 15 minutes volume profile. So first of all, let us take a look at the price action, what the price action has been doing, and what the price action is expected to do. So we came up to this 5869.5 or 70 area, but we could not go above that and get to that 70. So if the price again starts coming back, and one more thing is, we are inside this daily channel right now. So if we may take support here, this is the 5837 level. This will become a very important level for tomorrow if the price is trying to get back below this. If the price gets back below this, then mostly it will come down to this particular support area once again. And if the support area breaks, then we will look for this particular support area. We know there was a flag that happened during this bullish move, and that flag has held. So we can come down here, or else if we come down here this time, maybe we will actually do a lower low. And as we come back above this particular blue line once again, at that point of time, you will see this blue line is actually on the daily chart. This is a wedge line, right? So if we go below this and come up above this, and then cross above this 578384 area, then there will be a chance that this was a false breakout and false breakdown, and then the price may actually move up here and then continue to the upside. So one possibility that can be is we can straight get up from here, take out this high, go to the 75.84 and break out and get to that 5900 level that we were talking about yesterday. Or otherwise we will actually come down here, take some bounce about this flag area and then go up again. Or another possibility is if overnight itself we get out to the 5900, we will look at the JEX levels. The JEX levels at 5900 are still pretty strong, and if we are getting above here to the 5900 or the 5914 area, we can actually get rejected from there again and start coming back down. So we will have to take a look on a level by level basis based on where the price is opening tomorrow morning, where SPX is opening with respect to the JEX levels, and then we will take it from there. But as of now, I am not changing any of the support resistance areas. The support resistance areas has been working very well. If we look at the ETA chart right now, let's go to the 4-hour chart and look at the ETA chart. So in this ETA chart, we are still inside this channel. Now the top of the channel will happen somewhere either at 5871 or 5863. So if you see, we went back inside this daily channel and we came back down again. In the previous screen, we were looking at the daily chart, right? In the daily chart, we were already inside, but that was on the RTH time frame. Now we are looking at the ETH time frame. And so in the ETH time frame, we are still below this particular one. We have to close above this. And the line for today happens to be at 5862. We did go above that, but immediately get rejected. But if we go above this 5862 and we try to break out of this particular trend line, and we can get above this 5884 to the 90 area, there's a high possibility that will come to these areas and maybe come back here to do a double top again with this, and then we will see whether the price is dropping from there or it is continuing to go to the upside. But in the ETA chart, we are still in this 4-hour channel, and we have bounced from this 4-hour channel today, but we have not been able to get to the top. But we are above the 50% level. It is possible that we come down, hit this 50% level once again, and start going back up again. So that is another possibility, right? So we will have to see with respect to the channel where we are standing tomorrow in the morning, if we have broken out or we have come out, or we are somewhere in the middle, right? So if we are somewhere in the middle, then we'll have to go back to the JEX levels and compare that where the price is opening, and based on that we can take our positions. But I am thinking that what we had for the last 2 days, if we go back to the daily chart once again, today was an inside bar. So now we will have to see whether the inside bar top plays out, how this area plays out. That will be very important, and if we can break out of this, we can actually have a nice squeeze to the upside. This is a bullish pin bar, but then there's a long wick at the top, which I'm not liking at this point. So we would see if the price comes down here and then we start bouncing once again. At this point of time, I would also draw another trend line right here, this orange trend line that will be on the ETH daily chart. So if the price goes up here, this may be the point that they are targeting, which is the 5918, which will correspond very well with the JEX level of 5900. So 5914 to 20 will be the range of that particular move. Having said that, let us now go and take a look at what we have on the JEX levels. We will be looking at the next 2 days, as well as we will be including the options chains that are there for the end of the month, which is 321. So these are the current JEX lines that we have at this point of time, right? This is the maximum aggregate gamma. If we get below this at this point of time and we can hold below this, it can actually flush down from here below 5750, and we can get a new low just because we could not get a new high at this point of time. So it's an inside bar, so we can break out in either ways, right? So if we are breaking down this strong 5742, then we can actually flush down, and where we can flush down, we can actually look at that based on the price action, higher time frame, support and resistance chart that we already have. Now the links to all these charts are given in the description below, so if you want to take a look at it, you can just pick up the link from there. Above this, we have this 5775 area. This is the second highest gamma exposure, the 5800, and then these are some minor lines, and then this is the third highest gamma level again at 5850, and then after this, if we get to the 5875, above this the gamma actually shifts back to negative. This is where 5855 there is a slight positive gamma. So from here to here we can be in a very bad trading range. It can just move a little little bit up, a little bit down. But if we are staying in this trading range and finally we can get above this 5875, then we will get to this 5900. And if we get above 5900, we will squeeze above this. So there can be some possibilities that can happen here. So tomorrow, if we are opening somewhere here or somewhere here, we will try to see if we can get up there. And if we get up there, if we do a kind of a bad trading range up here somehow, if we can manage it, then we can go to this 5940 area, right? Otherwise, if we are unable to hold this 5855 level, it will come down back to this 5824 line once again, and then below this 5824 line we can get to this 5809. Below this 5809 we will come down to this 5800. If this does not hold, then we may come down to these areas, and if you see that we are breaking down again, we will get to this 5750. Now it will depend where we are opening and how the market is behaving based on that opening area. So if you see yourselves, the price is right here at the open, and then if you're seeing that it wants to get down and taking support here and coming down further, maybe we are in for that flush. But if we are opening around here, get above this, come down here, and then get above this again, I would expect it to get to the 5800 levels and further up from there. So these are the different scenarios that we have, but it will all depend on where SPX opens and how the market wants to take it in a specific direction. So we will treat these as our support and resistance lines, and we will see from there how the price moves, and then we can compare it with what we have on the price action chart, and based on that we can take our profits and create our positions. Now, having talked about that, let us now take a look at the 15-minute volume profile chart. However, before going in to the volume profile, I would like to take a look at the options flow that happened with SPX today. If you see, there are some $2.5 million here and $2.3 million here that has gone into SPX puts. They have hit the bid, so that is why we have that 5700 as a very strong area. So we can actually get down there if we break the 5750. However, we have to be careful about before it breaks down. We should not think about it, right? So 5750 has to break down for us to take the trade in that direction and expect 5700 to come up. On the other side, we have this call for 5950, which is around $1.1 million here, and apart from that, this is somewhere they have sold calls, right? It looks like they have sold calls here because there's a call that has hit the bid side, and they have sold it for around there's around $7 million here. And then we have several puts here for 5700 where we have these flows coming in. So we'll have to be very careful if we are in that region of 5750. If we are seeing that the price is not actually trying to move up, but we are seeing strong bars downside, then there is a high probability that we will come down to this 5700. May not be in a single leg, but you never know. The way the price has been moving, 100 points in 30 minutes, 50 points can be done in 3 candles, one after the other, right at the open, if we are already below the 5750 point by the morning, or if we break it down strong right at the open. However, also remember that these are for 3-6, right? And if you remember, I talked about the 318 VIX flow, and that is actually taking us to the 29 level. So it's possible that we go up to that 5918 area and then start dropping from there. And then in a couple of days, we come down to the 5700, or maybe by Friday midday, we are down at the 5700s. That is also a possibility at this point of time, looking at these expiry prices. So since this is an inside bar that happened today, I will just be making changes to the area where we covered today. So if you see, we have a good concentration here. Now we'll have to see if the price goes above this, then this will actually become an area of accumulation. This is a big trough here, and where we are taking support. Now we'll have to see if it falls below this trough. Then maybe we will be coming somewhere. I will be drawing some more lines here to this 2.6 to the 2.4 area, and below that again we have another spike here at 5809 to 5810, and the next important line happens to be at 5800. This is the POC for the day, and below that these are the levels that we already drew yesterday, and that is where the things held. So if we are dropping below these areas, 5735, if you're dropping here, we will find a strong support in this area 5727 to the 5722 based on the volume profile.
Buy
And if
stop
we are
and
breaking
Q.
that down, then we will find ourselves in the 571213 area. Then this is untouched POC that we have at the 5600 the 5700 levels, right? 5799.75, that's almost 5700. So that may be the target. But if we keep falling from there, we will find ourselves somewhere in this 5683 to 75. Below this, we have the gap, so we may get into that gap fill play at that point of time, and the gap ends at 5641, and right below that we have the other POC at 5636. So these are the different support and resistance areas that we have based on the 15 minutes volume profile chart that we have at this point of time, and we can keep this as a reference to see how far the price is falling or whether we are actually going in for the gap fill play tomorrow. So we will have to see that. We'll have to see whether the price is breaking down tomorrow itself. If it just wants to take us higher to those lower 5900s, and from there we break down and start coming towards this 5700 levels once again. So that is all I have for now. I would like to reiterate here that every morning starting at 9 o'clock or 9:10 a.m., we are live on Google Meet. We talk about the different trade setups. We talk about the different price levels, what price is doing. There is a live market commentary throughout the day. We normally stay there till around 12:30, but most of the days I stay there at least till 2 o'clock. So if you're interested in joining that, you'll find the link to the free Discord server in the description below. And every morning 8:45, there is a webinar link channel in the server where we post the webinar link. So if you're interested, please join the Discord server and also support us on the Facebook page. The link to that is also given in the description below. I will end this video here tonight, and I will see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.